What's up, everyone? My name and the voice you're hearing is Jay, and the tank that you're currently looking at is Marble Reef. So, those of you who have watched my previous videos know why my tank looks like this and where I'm at with it, but I do want to update whoever has been watching with what's been going on and what I've noticed in the last week and a half um, with the tank. So, I think what's happening here is I'm going through a mini cycle. Not necessarily with an ammonia spike, but definitely a bacterial issue. Um, I've been having a couple issues, and I'm just going to rotate you over to the other side. I've been having a little bit issues with my frog spawn, my torch coral, my candy cane corals, my brain coral there on the bottom right. So just a lot of issues with some of these corals as far as retraction goes. We're not to the point where we're seeing any skeletal structures yet. It's not that bad, but it actually was worse than it is now. What you're seeing is everything kind of coming back. So I am happy that I got to the point where everything's looking better and feeling better. I still have got some mouths open on some of the corals, which is a little bit stressful because I know they're trying to extract whatever they can from their system from irritation, but I think that they'll come back. I just, like I said, it's a bacterial issue. I did have a ton of biomedia down in my tank, in my sump, which helped, but I just think everything is kind of catching up with pulling out literally 100 and something pounds of live rock. So for those of you who don't know, the reason I did that was because of an aptasia issue and an aptasia outbreak, and I didn't want to break the whole tank down and start over. So I loaded up my sump with biomedia months before, many months before. And then I started to slowly pull out my original live rock, and then I waited about probably a month as I watched everything. Oh, by the way, I also took out my sand bed, which was a couple inches thick, and then um, waited about a month while I watched corals and frag plugs, make sure I didn't see any aptasia, and then I put everything, new stuff back in. So it gave me a chance to kind of redo my structure, which is good because, like the Tang, I have a little bit of ADD, and um, I like change, so I'm just doing stuff with the change. So all my other stuff over here has always been looking spectacular. It hasn't changed at all. So that's why I think it's just a little bit of a water issue, not a light issue, not anything else. It's just that. So one thing I noticed happen was my media reactor was a little bit clogged. So I cleaned that stuff out. Obviously, I didn't clean off my biomedia that I put into a cup of tank water, and then I cleaned out the um, little filter plugs at the end so the media can't get through. And then it worked spectacular. But the only problem is, I think it knocked off a lot of film that was building up on that media, and it was clogging my filter socks literally within an hour, and it did it every single day for days. But to try to fight this whole issue and to help establish the bacteria on my rock and throughout my system, I decided to take my filter socks out and just run my skimmer. I also turned off my UV sterilizer. So I just kind of let everything kind of rebuild itself, reestablish itself to all the surfaces. And the water looked horrible. It was a little bit cloudy and hazy, and it didn't look that great. But I think it worked because I did that for about, I think, 3 or 4 days. Um, I allowed the protein skimmer just to pull out a lot of that gunk and a lot of that stuff. And my sump got dirty, definitely got dirty, because I'm not collecting anything in filtration socks. But um, I think it worked because I put my filter sock back in last night. I turned on my UV sterilizer. I woke up this morning to an extremely clean looking, crystal clear water, and then my filter socks aren't clogging up quite as much. So um, it just takes it just takes patience. You just got to be patient with this thing, and um, at least I didn't have an increase, and I was testing regularly of ammonia. I didn't see any ammonia at all in the water, no change in the color. And so I'm happy there. I didn't see the ammonia. I tested for nitrate. I didn't have any nitrate. And I know that people like to have a little bit of nitrate and a little bit of phosphate, obviously, in these systems now. And so I have been aggressively feeding and allowing everything to eat and throwing coral food in there and pellet food and the seaweed, everything. And I haven't been worried because I do believe I have enough bio media or bio strength in my media down low. So, but we're still everything's still kind of adjusting. You have die off as you have bacteria growing on the rock. Um, Inside the display, then you'll have some die off down low, and that's why you cycle. That's why you let everything go. And I had to. This is part of the process. I have to go through it in order to get back to normal. So the other thing with the tang that you can see in the middle, still a little bit funky from the getting beat up by the Antheus, and but swimming around, healthy acting, not necessarily healthy looking, but healthy acting. And I think that the stress of not having algae on the rock and being able to pick at stuff throughout the day is definitely helping, or not helping the tang's health. I do have some safety stop coming. I want to just soak the fish, which I've done before, and the fish is totally fine with that, in a safety stop bath solution just to help with any bacterial infection that might start or pop up. I don't see anything on there, but I've been leaving a veggie clip in there throughout the entire day, and I just keep the thing full, and at least the fish has something to graze on, and the scat doesn't mind it at all either. So, um, one of the reasons why I know I'm not having, the tank isn't fully cycled is coral growth. So I lost the coralline algae growth, which totally sucks because that was coming on so strong. And then that slowed down, then my zoanthids slowed down. My candy cane coral stopped splitting. So, like I said, I'm just going through this mini cycle right now. And as soon as I get through it, which I'm probably halfway through it, if not 3/4 of the way through, I think that everything will get back to normal. And I'm hoping that I just have amazing growth and all my fish are healthy and my corals are healthy and everything will come back to how it was before, because it was amazing where I was. But anyways, I appreciate you watching my video. I'll have some more good content later, well, early next week actually. Maybe I'll put out something this week. I put out my pH video just today, and by the time you see this video, it'll be probably 3 days before. So I've got some other cool stuff I want to go over with as far as cleaning out my chiller and my sump area and what I did down there, and got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So again, appreciate watching me, appreciate you watching the tank, Marbles Reef. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.